Okay, so I'm here in the Philippines with Opportunity International Australia, chatting with a lovely young lady by the name of Amena, who's got an incredible story. Let's start with your faith story. Tell us a bit about your religious background and your faith journey.
Sure. I was born and baptized as an Aglipa, which is a Filipino Christian sect in the Philippines. When I was in 5th grade, due to a catechism class at school, I chose to be baptized as Roman Catholic. But I guess there were a lot of questions that have been unanswered for many years, especially with my background coming from a very poor family. So, for example, when I was in high school, my father is a tricycle driver, and my mother doesn't have a very consistent work, so she does whatever is available. So there were lots of questions of why can my classmates go to whatever school they wanted to go to and I could not. And there was even a time that I asked myself, why would God put dreams in my heart that He would not give a reason or a path to go for. And then a scholarship came by Opportunity International with Helen Smith and Gordon Smith from the U.S. And my mother was a microfinance client. The change in faith came when I was on my first year in college, University of Diliman. That was my dream. And at first I thought I wouldn't be able to go for it because we were so poor. But then the scholarship came. So there was already a concept of an underserved gift, from people who you do not really know personally but have extended their gifts. So I guess the definition of grace was there, and my heart was ready to receive God's story of salvation, because when my youth, a campus missionary from the university, when I met her during my first year of college, and then she shared to me her faith, I understood what she was talking about when she said grace. I've seen it in my life, especially again coming from a very poor family and having been given the opportunity to go to one of the finest universities in the Philippines. I think that was an amazing story. So when somebody says grace and underserved gift, I know what that person is talking about. I've experienced it.
And is it true that you were like the first in the Philippines for mathematics?
Sorry?
Mathematics, did you come first in mathematics in the whole of the Philippines in university?
No, that would be my first 2 years in the Philippines. I was in the University of the Philippines, but my third year, I was given an opportunity to finish my studies at Ohio Wesleyan University in the United States. So my undergraduate degree was mathematics, and then I finished as a summa cum laude, I think that's a degree, and then came right home after graduation.
So you did pretty well.
Well, yes, but I had a lot of help, and also it's something that I really cared about. I was very passionate about it. It was a very exciting time. But my time away from the Philippines in the United States for that 2 years, it also it was a way for me to really decide what my path is, I guess. Being in the land of opportunity, it's so easy to turn your back from where you come from, especially here in the Philippines, where opportunity is not very, opportunity can be pretty slim. But then I guess part of the story that God was weaving into my life is that I've known what it's like to be poor. I've known what it's like to be a student who knows exactly where you want to go to school and where you want to study, but your family can't send you. You can't study because of reasons that are out of your control. So I know that feeling, and I've been to a land of opportunity. And even though the green pasture, the immigrant dream was calling, I decided to go back to the Philippines. My mission or my intention at that time was that I wasn't the only youth with that kind of desperation. If I can serve in a way that would allow opportunity that I had on my college degree be given to more children, more families like mine years ago, that would be a mission worth pursuing. That's why I came back to ASKI, which is the microfinance institution that gave my mom her first loan over 15 years ago now, and which was also the way where I got the scholarship that sent me to University of the Philippines and the US.
And what's the future look like for you now? What would you like to do? What are your dreams?
I've from mathematics, which is purely theoretical, I guess I've been drawn into the world of development. My plan now is to go for a master's degree. So I won a scholarship at Georgetown University at Washington, D.C. I'll start my master's. I'm on study leave with ASKI. And when I look to the future, especially 5-10 years from now, I really believe in financial inclusion. I really believe in microfinance in the way that it extends opportunities like credit, education, savings to families that were poor like mine. And I think that's really the way forward. And I want to help in whatever capacity I am. Development is a global thing. I mean, people who are like you, who are not from the Philippines, are helping the poor families here. So, and that kind of development needs global skills. So that's what I'm looking forward to, learning more for my master's degree in global human development and being able to serve more.
You sound like you have such a strong faith and a great conversion story of coming to Christ. There might be people listening to this that have never made a decision to come to Christ, that have never decided they want to follow the Lord. What would you say to those people right now that might be searching for God?
I guess coming from having seen poverty is a first-hand experience. There is a poverty of material things where you don't know where your next food or your dinner is coming from. But there's also a deeper poverty, which is the poverty of the spirit, which is, of course, a lot of proponents and martyrs know. That is the poverty of spirit, where you don't have dreams or you don't have hope for the future. And I believe that the story of Christ and salvation and grace itself really comes to that, getting people out of that poverty of spirit. For me, it was one thing to be successful in having gained a diploma, but my relationship with Christ and the story of having been saved when you are undeserved gave me a dream, a purpose to aspire to. And I think it's not about success, it's about significance. And so many millennials can dream of success in all its trappings, but only if you are grounded in Christ and the purpose